What is unpopular now that will become cult classic in the future? Similarly related, The Emperor's New Groove bombed in the box office when it hit theaters. It was a major flop. Now it's probably my favorite Disney movie. Scavenger's Reign, maybe. Hopefully me. Lisa Frankenstein, it did not make back its budget and got mixed reviews. I've already seen multiple pieces of art and cosplays. That movie is going to have legs. AM FM radio. ITT lots of people who don't know what a cult classic means. FX TV show based on Professor X's called Legion. It's a underrated gem, and once the X-Men kick off the new MCU, people will go back and watch Legion. Hopefully. People are already starting to look back on Glow as one of the best Netflix originals. Marc Maron and Alison Brie have so much heart. What's the most useless thing you still have memorized? Attention. Asterisk asterisk, please do not post old phone numbers, addresses, or other personal information. These are a violation of Rule 4 and may result in a ban. My phone number from the house I grew up in. 0118999881999119725. 3. The IT crowd emergency number for those not in the know. I had to study for an exam the day I watched that episode. I decided to remember that number instead. 800.588-2300, EMMMPIRE. Every cringy action I've ever committed. Now this is the story all about how my life got turned upside down. 4815162342. A dime has 118 ridges around its edge. What's something your partner or ex-partner has told you that changed the way you look at them? My ex told me if I ever got a cat, he'd do his best to run it over with his car because he hates cats. That was after I told him I loved cats and wanted to go volunteer in a shelter. I had an ex who I thought was totally normal, until the first time I was with her in front of her grandparents. She was so rude and then told me afterward that she feels like the elderly are a waste and a drain on families and society. It didn't last long after that. I'd have lots of stories, positive and negative, but the most screeching halt and turnaround moment was a friend telling me that he can't wait for my sister to turn 18. Sister at the time was 11. He was 23. My ex once casually mentioned that they don't believe in apologizing because they'd never do anything wrong. That one sentence changed everything. I realized I'd never get accountability or real empathy from them. He seemed sorry enough. It was when I was assaulted by someone, and in my panic I left my keys there. I was too afraid to get them back, so my ex had to meet the guy who assaulted me to get the keys back. My ex said he seemed sorry enough after the meeting. My ex for almost a month made me re-explain what happened non-stop. Eventually he flat out said he didn't believe me. His mom was a police officer. She also blamed me. Eventually I ended up meeting someone randomly, and in my "fuck the world" downward spiral I told this stranger what happened to me. He told me I didn't deserve it, hugged me, and apologized. If a stranger can show more kindness than someone who says they love me, what the fuck? I broke up with my ex that night. He once said, "I don't see the sense of helping others if there's no reward." That was a wake-up call. I had no idea how different our ideals were until then. My ex once confided in me that she felt incredibly insecure about her intelligence. Even though she's one of the smartest people I know, it was a total mind bender. I'd always admired her quick wit and sharp mind, but never realized she felt that way about herself. It made me see her in a whole new light, and I gained a deep respect for her vulnerability. My ex once told me that he hoped my father would die so I could see what it's like when things aren't handed to you on a silver platter. He said it was easier for me because my dad worked abroad. And apparently, that meant I had some sort of special advantage in life. I left him after that. What is a major turn on for most people but you think it's gross? A lot of people in this thread missing the most people part of the question. That, or a lot of you are overestimating the number of people who enjoy some pretty niche kinks. Nice try, guy with 47 tabs open who can't get there. The type of guys that are on trash TV reality dating shows are always licking their lips, sticking out their tongues, and rubbing their hands together like a fly. This isn't exclusive to PPL on shows, but is a good example of what I mean. I hate when girls in porn do that exaggerated moaning and that stupid thing where they stick their tongue out and go cross-eyed. Like, who thinks that's cute? I don't know if anyone really loves it, but the fake lips, tits, asses, etc. just looks ridiculous. I tried a 69 once. She farted in my face twice. I was like, fuck this. I can't take another 67 of them. Quote, being called daddy. My ex did it once. It shriveled up. Nothing to get me out of the mood faster than calling me daddy. Food and intimacy don't mix. No fucking thank you, lol. I like to enjoy my food. To each their own. But to me there's absolutely nothing about eating that has any sexiness factor at all.